Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Just Like You. I'm your host, Alexis Christine. And today, you guys, we have, I don't want to say a controversial episode because it's not really that controversial. But if you look at my TikTok comments, it's been a little controversial. We are going to be talking about deja vu, what it is, what it means, the difference between deja vu and dreaming and deja reve and shit just about the astral realm and our souls and our bodies and astral projection and all those types of things. I posted a video on TikTok explaining what deja vu is as I heard it explained by a shaman. So I was just repeating this information. It really deeply resonated with me. It made so much sense. And so many people in the comments actually agreed, or they were like, yo, I've already known this. Like so many things of people agreeing. But then there were obviously the ones who were like, well, who's your source? Where's the scientific evidence? Blah, 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 spewing the science answers, telling me to go off of the internet and take my meds, like all the bullshit you get on TikTok too. So I wanted to go through it here today, explain what it is, explain some of the differences between the things because there was some confusion in the comments as well, and then answer a lot of the questions that I got in the comments because there were so many of them and there's literally over 1,000 comments and I'm like, there's no way I can just sit here and respond to every single person, especially when they have the same answer. So we're going to go through all of that today, but of course, first, let's do our collective card pull. Okay, y'all, today's card is called Shakti. The elements are the tangerine quartz and the solar plexus chakra, and the words are creativity, self-worth, and playfulness. And let me tell you, the image on this card is so beautiful, and there's like a little spiral snake with the citrus crystal in the middle. Oh my God, it looks beautiful. But let's get into what the actual card means. I don't know. I got this card deck because I loved the illustrations. They like deeply resonated with me. And I've just been loving snakes recently. So this really hit. But Shakti, okay, is a primordial cosmic energy, the balanced energy to Shiva or masculine energy. She is often described as being the ultimate empowering goddess and the embodiment of creativity and divine feminine energy, which urges you to seek personal or spiritual growth and expansion to raise your vibration and consciousness towards enlightenment. Literally, you guys, all the cards that I seem to pull resonate so deeply with the topics of what I'm talking about. It's insane. Anyways, tangerine quartz helps you with healing from past life or current trauma wounding and just kind of radiates this like joyful and courageous energy into you. So when you're able to step into your innocent energy and your playful side and like allow your inner child to shine through your divine feminine or your Shakti, that's really what this crystal is giving you, okay? And then that leads into the solar plexus chakra because the tangerine quartz activates it and aids in raising your vibration, allowing you to restore your sense of self-worth and overcome your fears. Also, our solar plexus is where all of our creativity lives, okay? So when your solar plexus chakra is blocked, you're not going to feel very creative. You're going to have a lot of mental blocks and things just aren't going to be flowing. So this will help you clear that. Feel into your natural, playful, childlike energy and allow you to just regenerate and grow your passions and really re-spark your creativity, okay? And so the affirmation for this card is, I am the embodiment of the divine feminine and I tap into these energies to raise the vibration and consciousness of myself and the collective. And low key, I really feel like that's what this episode is going to do because once I get into what deja vu is, or this, I guess, theory of what it is, it really is talking about your higher self and the timelines that you choose and creating this life for yourself. And some people may not be ready to hear the message, and that's fine. We're all spiritually awakening at our own time, and some souls have chosen not to even go through that path in this lifetime. But the more that we just get this kind of information out there and we're sharing, the more people will hear the message and begin their awakening. And as the earth transitions into 5D, we need more and more people to awaken. The earth itself, our like Mother Earth, is an alive being. Like she is there, she is alive. And this is the first time in like galactic history where an actual planet will be transitioning from 3D to 5D along with the people on it. So as a starseed, like our mission right now is really to just help the collective raise their consciousness. And that's what I am here to do, along with, of course, my own journey and learnings and whatever else. So let's get into talking about today what actually is deja vu, okay? And this might blow some of y'all's minds. If you disagree, that's totally fine. This is what a shaman said. It really resonated with me. I know there's so many different theories on what deja vu actually is, but this is the one where I'm like, yes, like this is what deja vu is. So essentially, when we sleep, okay, where our human body is like, it's chilling. It's in a really relaxed, deep state. Our brain is dreaming and doing whatever the fuck. Our subconscious is sending us whatever messages. But our soul, our consciousness, sometimes will leave our body and astral travel into the astral realm. We'll go around, we'll talk to people, we'll check out the different dimensions, we go to astral school, we do whatever. And within that astral realm, there are times where we're taken and shown different timeline options for our human life to take. And then our soul will pick one. And so when we come back into our human body, when our soul re-enters this human vessel, we no longer remember what the fuck just happened in the astral realm. So we wake up as if nothing's happened, everything's fine. Meanwhile, our soul, our consciousness has now picked a timeline for us to follow. And so when we're living life and we have a moment of deja vu, so essentially feeling like you've already lived a moment when it hasn't happened yet, that is our human consciousness having a moment of remembrance. It's our human brain remembering something that our soul has seen. So whatever moment that you just lived through that you feel like you've lived before, it's because you saw it when you were picking the different timelines up in the astral realm. So that is this definition of what deja vu is. And for my brain, this just makes so much sense. And there were so many people on TikTok who were like, duh, like we've known this for years. And I was like, okay, like I didn't know this. This is news to me. So I'm sharing it with y'all in case y'all don't know it either. I thought it was the most magical explanation and the one that literally made the most sense. And some other people were like, oh, it's like a sign you're on the right path. And yes, it is. Like when you're having that deja vu moment and you're having a moment of remembrance of what your soul has already seen, it does mean you're on the right path because your soul has seen it in that timeline. So you're continuing down the path of the timeline that your soul chose. That is the right path. And now I want to talk about what deja reve is. And honestly, like these words are French. So y'all, if I'm saying reve wrong, maybe it's reve, like who the fuck knows? It's REVE. So if y'all want to Google, that's how you spell it. But essentially, deja reve is when you see something in a dream and then live it out. So that was a big source of confusion in the comments. People were saying like, oh, I dream this all the time and then it happens. Like, so happy, I know what it means now. That is not what I was saying. So deja vu is like just experiencing something for the first time ever and feeling like you've already lived it. Deja reve is when it appears in your dream and then you continue on to live it out. And so this is also what I would call a premonition or like a premonition dream. It's like you already know something's about to happen before it happens and you don't really have a reason as to why you know. That's kind of what a premonition is. So in my brain, like when you dream something and it comes true, I feel like your mind is giving you premonitions and like warning you about the future. And so just to tap back in a little about the whole dreaming thing, I just want to emphasize that deja vu and dreaming are two different things. So when your soul is astral traveling, you're not dreaming about what your soul is doing. Like there were people that commented saying, oh, so my car rolled off a cliff and that actually happened. I don't think so. And I'm like, no, because your brain is dreaming while your soul has left. So whatever's going on in your brain, whatever dream you're remembering, that's all it is. It's just a dream. And while your soul is astral traveling, you're not remembering anything unless you consciously know how to astral travel and you've put yourself into that state. Otherwise, it's all happening subconsciously. You have no idea what's going on and your soul's just dipping off and having some fun. So now I want to get into the actual questions that I was asked. Those were all just kind of like misconceptions that I saw people commenting on the videos that I wanted to clarify. The first question is, what happens if you don't remember your dream? And they were asking this in the way of like, does that mean I'm not going to have deja vu? Or does that mean there's something wrong with me? There are so many people who don't remember their dreams. I personally remember my dreams every single night. They're vivid as fuck. I don't know why. I don't know why people do and don't remember their dreams. But a lot of times it's your subconscious trying to give you messages. And so I feel like when you're really like tuned in, tapped in, turned on, hashtag Abraham Hicks, you are a lot more connected to your subconscious and to your higher self. And that might be a reason why you remember your dreams more, because you're more open to it and you're more accepting. And then sometimes if you just remember a dream randomly here or there, it might be because your subconscious is trying to send you a message that you're not receiving in your waking life. So those are some reasons. There's nothing wrong with you if you don't remember your dreams. If you actually look at traditional Chinese medicine, they think it's a bad thing when you remember your dreams all the time in terms of the way your energy works. So there's different explanations for it. Spiritually, there's nothing wrong with you if you don't remember your dreams. Nothing bad is going to happen to you. Maybe in real life, like you're just super stressed, or there's other things going on that cause you not to dream, and your body genuinely just needs to rest, because a lot of times you wake up remembering dreams and you don't really feel like you've slept because your brain's been on the whole night. So nothing wrong with you. There's no specific reason for it spiritually. There's nothing blocked. You could, if you really wanted to work on trying to remember your dreams, start learning how to lucid dream, because that will put you in like a conscious dream state. And then that might trigger being able to actually just remember dreams. There's also different exercises you can do. You can work on opening your crown chakra and your third eye, like different things like that. Second question, how do I get my soul to pick a different timeline? So unfortunately, you cannot. You can't just tell your soul what to do. Our soul, our higher self, our consciousness, there is already a plan set out. They know what's going on. And essentially, when they go up and pick those timelines, like that's on them. And what if you're unhappy in the life that you're living now, and not like I'm not blaming you, this is not your fault, but a lot of times the things we go through, the things we experience are for a reason. So there's either a lesson that we need to learn, or there's something that we need to experience and move through so that in the future we can help others get through the same, whether that be in like a professional capacity through a job, or whether that just be as a friend or as a parent. Like there's certain experiences that we need to have to learn and grow, and whether that's for our own development or for helping others, it might not be the most enjoyable thing to go through, but it's all happening for a reason. And before we come into this world, I truly believe that we have soul contracts with specific people in our lives. So even something as far down as like a manager at work, like I truly believe that the manager that I really struggled with was a soul contract, and he was there to get me to make the jump from corporate and follow my true soul calling. Because had I not been so like mentally and physically drained by that job, I probably would still be in it and trying to run my coaching business on the side, and then not really succeeding because I didn't have all of the energy to put into it. I was kind of like almost half-assing it in a way. Like my corporate role took most of my time, and then whatever free time I had, I worked on coaching. So even something as small as that, like I believe we all do have soul contracts and we all have a certain path. We just choose how we get there. So for example, I could have started this coaching business after my job, my corporate job that I had a mat cover for, finished in 2019. I could have just gone straight then into coaching and started with fitness coaching, and then found my way into the spirituality. Because at that time I had lost 70 pounds. I was really into fitness. That was like my whole life, right? But instead I took the summer off, chilled for a bit, and then I moved to London, got another corporate job. And it took this corporate job pushing me out, or me pushing myself mentally out, to start the coaching. So that was the path I chose to take there. So maybe my soul up in the timeline was like, okay, which timeline do I want to take to get Alexis to get to her soul purpose, her alignment, and work as a spiritual coach? Which path do I want to take? So I truly feel like we're here already with like some type of path laid out, like all the lessons we're supposed to learn and the things we're supposed to accomplish. It's just how we get there. And then when we don't get there, or say there's like something we're meant to do and we kind of fall off, that's because we're giving into the 3D, we're giving into our ego, we're giving into all the heaviness and the density here. So we can lose our way, we can fall off. There's starseeds who come down and they don't learn all their lessons. They don't learn they don't finish their karmic ties or anything like that. And they stay down here because they've got caught up in all of it and they forgot about their soul purpose, their mission. If you listen to my episode in season 2 with Angela/Sassis, she talks about that. So we cannot tell our soul what to pick. We have no control over it, unfortunately. The next question is, why am I dreaming of an old crush so vividly? Which I actually thought was a really funny question. But when we dream of people in our dreams, it's for multiple reasons. So one, you could have seen something in your day or like throughout the week that reminded you of that person. And so they're just on your mind and subconsciously they show up in your dream. 2, your subconscious is trying to send you a message and they're using that person as just like a familiar face in the dream. Like might not actually have anything to do with them. It might just be that they're trying to convey a message. Or maybe 3, they're trying to get you to learn something, and whatever lesson it is or whatever the message the subconscious is trying to get you had something to do with that person or a similar situation that you had with that person. And then 4th, and this is my favorite one, your souls could just be hanging out in the astral realm. Like our souls go up and like meet up with other people in the astral realm. Even if like in our waking life we don't talk to this person, we can just go be hanging out up there and like doing whatever. So that could be another reason. And maybe because your souls were together, it like allowed you to remember, you know, like there was another person who commented saying that her and her friend like met up in their dream and were hanging out together. And then when they woke up and like called each other, they both had the exact same dream. And that's your souls meeting in the astral, which is actually really fucking cool. I'm like so obsessed with it. The next question is, why am I choosing a hard timeline? So this is kind of what I just spoke about in the one where are like trying to get your soul to pick a different timeline. Essentially, like we're choosing the hard timelines because we have lessons that we need to learn. And the longer it takes you to learn that lesson, the more you're going to experience it. So like with me, for example, it took me probably 4 really fucking shitty relationship endings / relationships altogether in order for me to realize that I had to learn self-worth and self-love. Like I just kept having these shitty relationships where they treated me badly, or I was just like, don't come at me for like the gender roles, but the traditional gender roles were swapped where I was the one planning the dates. I was the one constantly cooking and like nurturing and doing all these things, and I didn't get it back. Or they would just like up and leave out of nowhere as if it was nothing. And like, doesn't matter that we just had this like 6, 9, whatever month relationship. Like you just decide one day you're done and you leave. Okay, cool. Like, and what it taught me eventually after some plant medicine and integration was that I had a very low sense of self-worth and self-love, and I was looking for the love and validation that I needed, external validation in others. And so I was attracting in men that were mirroring and reflecting my level of self-worth. And that's why they were treating me so shit, because that's how I view and treat myself. And so it took me realizing that lesson to actually be able to work through it and learn it. And the men that I've called into my life since, even just as friends, have been so much more nurturing and caring and like truly there for me in such a different way than any of my previous partners were. So if you're really struggling in the timeline you're in and there's some like really hard shit that you're going through, try and like step away from it and really integrate what is happening. Try and look at the lesson that's there that the universe is trying to teach you. Because at first I thought mine was an abandonment wound that I had to deal with. And like it wasn't. Like I would do my shadow work. I would do my inner child work. And I was like, where the fuck is this abandonment wound showing up? Like I have no abandonment wound anywhere in like any of these. And obviously it had nothing to do with that. It was my self-love and my self-worth. So really just take a step back and try and look into it. And once you've like learned the lesson and worked through it and passed it, your timeline should hopefully get easier and better. So the next question was, why did I do blank in my dream? So one of them was like, why did I go over to a coworker and wake him up in the astral realm? I don't remember it, but they do. And there was another one like, why did I go and do this to this person in my dream? Like just so many random things. And again, we don't truly know why it's happening. Like, why did your soul, your consciousness go to that person in the astral realm? Who knows? Maybe they wanted to talk. Maybe they had something to talk about, like that would be imported, like downloaded into your subconscious that would help you in your day-to-day life working with this person. Like we really don't know the answers. Our higher self does. You can try and meditate on it and call your higher self and ask what the fuck is going on. But as a normal human, like we truly don't have the answers to these things, unfortunately. So that's all I can say about that one. So the next question is, does this explain why I'm tired after resting? So I get this a lot, especially when I've had a night of like multiple vivid dreams. You wake up and you just feel exhausted. Like And it's different exhausted to when you wake up not having enough sleep. It's like a mental exhaustion. And I truly believe that that is why. I think sometimes when our soul is out doing things, or we're just like really intensely, vividly dreaming, like our brain isn't really getting a break. And so you wake up, and even though you're physically like rested and you physically feel good, mentally you're just like, oh my God, I feel like I got no sleep. And I really do think it's because we're just like out living life while we sleep. Like we're just, we're doing it. Especially with the vivid dreams, man. Like my brain is on all night, all fucking night. And like sometimes the vivid dreams can turn into lucid dreams, and I just like change the timeline. Like that happened to me one time when I was at the astral school, and I literally like 2 people were coming to like come do something bad to me, and I literally just in the dream was like, no, someone else is gonna walk in here, and you guys are gonna focus on them so I can run away. And then like 3 seconds later, someone else walked in, they went to them, and I was able to walk away. Like sometimes it turns into a lucid dream, but then it's like, fuck, I'm using my brain again. Like I'm not resting. So yeah, I definitely think that explains why we get like mentally exhausted after we wake up. Okay, so someone asked about waking up like jolted or startled. So like, I don't know if you guys have ever had this. You like wake up from a dream and like you're waking up as if like someone just scared the shit out of you. This, in my personal opinion, / a lot of other people's opinions just in the spiritual world, is your soul re-entering your body from astral travel. So it's not always an easy, like seamless process. And sometimes your soul has to like bolt back into your body or like jump back into it. And it's like I've had literally people say that they've like jumped like a foot off the bed when it's happened. Like that's how hard the soul impacted the body when it came back. And that's what I think it is. And this is different to when you're like about to fall asleep and your body starts twitching. This is literally once you're actually asleep and you wake up in the middle of the night jolted. And like if you've ever had a dream where you're falling, for example, and like you wake up startled, things like that, where it's like that's your soul re-entering your body, but just like really aggressively. And then the last question is our physical form different from our astral form? And the answer is yes and no. So we are here on earth as humans in a human vessel. But when we're outside of the human vessel, so we're in our energy form, our soul, our source energy, wherever it is, we actually have a different shape. And depending where you're from, like if you're a starseed, for example, like we're all from different planets. We all have different like looks, I guess is the way, or like different appearances. But in the astral realm, you can choose to show up however you want. So sometimes you'll show up as your human brain because that's the easiest thing for your brain to like render for you to see if you're consciously astral traveling. Sometimes you'll just show up as energy. Sometimes you'll mirror whatever energies are around you to look like them. So it really is just kind of a mix of things. But our physical form here as a human is just that. It's our form on earth as a human, and it's not what we look like when we take our energy source and our soul out of our bodies. So that is all of the questions for today's episode. I hope you guys found that insightful and interesting. If you guys have any more questions about this that you want me to answer, obviously feel free to DM me. Please give us a like and a rating and a review, and share this with a friend who you think would find it interesting or helpful. I am trying to reach as many people as I can on their healing and ascension journey, and sharing the podcast really, really helps with that. So I appreciate all the love and support that you guys continue to give me. The light in me acknowledges the light in each and every one of you, and I hope that you have the most wonderful day coming from someone just like you.